Congratulations! You have just woken up in California. The year is 1849. The morning air is cold, crisp, and sharp against your lungs as you breathe it in. Each exhale forms a little cloud in the dawn light before it fades away. Your hands, once soft and untouched, now show the story of hard labor. Calluses, small cuts, reminders of the life you've chosen. Hanging at your side are your tools. The heavy pan and pick. With every step along the riverbank, they clank softly, a steady rhythm that reminds you of your purpose. The American river lies before you. Its freezing waters bite at your feet as you wade in. Your boots, worn thin, offer little comfort. The river is swollen with snowmelt from the high Sierra Nevada, rushing stronger than weeks before. You shiver, though it is not only the cold. There is something else in the air. Oh, anticipation. Perhaps today will be different. Perhaps today will be the day you strike gold. You bend down, back aching, and scoop gravel into your pan. The swirling water drowns out every sound but its own rushing voice. Alone, yet not alone. Dozens of other miners line the banks, each man chasing his own fragile dream. You wash the dirt away, slower, slower, watching, waiting, hoping for that glimmer of yellow. But this morning the pan reveals nothing. Just more sand, more stone, more waiting. The river sings its endless song, louder than the voices of the men beside you. Each one is a world unto himself, guarding his dreams in silence. The morning light grows stronger, but your pan remains heavy with disappointment. 3 long weeks have passed since you last glimpsed even a speck of gold. Your food stores are low. Bread, once cheap back home, now costs 20 times as much. Pride has kept you from riding home. What would you say? That fortune has slipped through your fingers, day after day. Your stomach knots with hunger and shame, but still, your hands reach for another pan of gravel. Still you hope. Then a shout. A young man downstream leaps and dances in the water. His pan pressed against his chest like treasure. "I found one," he cries. The others turn, some with envy, some with renewed hope. For if he has found gold, perhaps you will too. The fever rises again in your veins. You shake your pan harder, faster. If not this scoop, then the next. If not today, then tomorrow. The promise of gold is always just ahead, always just out of reach. The sun climbs higher. Your back aches with every bend and scoop. Breakfast was a thin ration. Salted pork, a crust of hard tack. Perhaps beans if you are lucky. The days blur into one another. Men speak of scurvy, bleeding gums, teeth falling loose. Fresh food is rare, too costly for most. As you swirl the pan, your tongue presses against your teeth, checking for weakness. How long before you, too, feel sickness creeping in? The water sparkles in the sun, mocking your effort, as another pan reveals nothing. Upstream, a man stumbles along the bank. His clothes hang in tatters, his face hollow, eyes sunken with hunger. Another failed prospector. One of many. They arrive with fire in their hearts and leave broken. If they leave at all. You've heard the stories. Disease, cholera, accidents, the trail itself claiming lives by the mile. The man catches your gaze. Slowly, he lifts a weary hand in greeting. You return it. Tomorrow it might be you, stumbling and starved. The day drifts on. At a bend in the river you try once more. Your body bends, your pan dips into gravel. Your arms circle in a rhythm now etched into your bones. Then your breath stills. A glimmer rests in the dark sand. A tiny flake of gold, no larger than a grain of rice. Small yet real. You slip it into the pouch at your neck, joining the meager specks you've collected before. It will not buy you riches. Not yet. But it buys you another day of hope. The walk back to camp is long, each step heavy. Tents and crude shacks rise before you, a ragged town sprung from nothing but hunger and ambition. The smell greets you: smoke, sweat, unwashed bodies, waste. You hardly notice it anymore. Men crowd around fires, gambling, drinking, laughing too loud. Inside the saloon, whiskey and women promise escape for those who can pay. You pass by, heading instead to your own tent. A humble shelter. A bedroll, a stove, a book of poetry from home. Dinner is beans with a strip of pork, eaten from the pot while still burning hot. The water in your canteen tastes metallic, but it fills your belly. You think of the gold flake found today. Not much. Yet it whispers, tomorrow might be different. Night settles cold. You hear laughter, harmonica music, a burst of shouting from the saloon. Wrapped in your blanket, you wonder, how much longer can you last? What if you return home empty-handed? What if they were right to call this a fool's dream? Sleep comes slow, uneasy. A gunshot shatters the night. You sit upright, heart hammering. More shots. More shouting. A fight at the saloon. Such things are common. Tempers, liquor, desperation. Not your problem, not tonight. You pull the blanket tighter. Slowly the sounds fade, and exhaustion drags you back toward sleep. Morning returns too soon. Pale light seeps through the canvas. Every muscle aches. You choke down hardtack and bitter coffee, the luxury you allow yourself. Outside, men stir the campfires, gathering tools. The news spreads quickly. Last night's fight left 2 dead. Blankets cover their bodies outside the saloon. Soon, shallow graves will be dug on the hillside. No one is surprised. Life is cheap in the gold fields. You return to the river. The spot where you found yesterday's tiny flake feels promising. Once again the rhythm takes over. Bend, scoop, swirl, check. Hours blur together beneath the rising sun. Then a cry downstream. Not joy. Not discovery. Pain. Fear. You look up. A young miner clutches his leg, blood soaking through his trousers. Men gather. You cannot ignore it. The boy is pale, barely more than a teenager. He gashed himself with his own pick, the wound deep, bleeding fast. A makeshift tourniquet is tied, and someone shouts for Doc Wilson. You help carry the boy back to camp. He is too light, his body wasted by hunger and exhaustion. Each step leaves your arms heavier, the smell of blood thick in the air. Doc Wilson waits in his tent. Not a real doctor, once a barber back east, but he knows more than most. His breath stinks of whiskey. His hands are wide, rough. He cuts away the fabric, grunts at the sight of the wound. Deep. Might have nicked the artery. Needs stitches. He pours whiskey into the boy's mouth, as much as he can bear. The surgery begins. You hold the boy down as Wilson's needle pierces flesh. The screams fill the tent, sharp, ragged, unforgettable. Catgut thread pulls the skin closed. Blood stains the rag, the tools, the ground. When it is done, the boy lies unconscious, breathing shallow. We'll know by morning, Wilson mutters. If he keeps the leg. If he lives. You step back shaken. Life balances on a thread in this place. The river greets you again, but your mind lingers on the boy. How many more will fall before gold rewards even a few? Is it worth it, the hunger, the wounds, the danger? You think of stories told by the fires. The miner who found a nugget as large as his fist. The group who pulled 270 pounds in a single week. If it could happen to them, it could happen to you. Hope presses you onward. The sun climbs higher, hot on your neck. You find 2 tiny flakes. Barely visible, but enough to keep the dream alive. Downstream, a group of Chinese miners arrive. quiet, efficient, moving with practiced rhythm. They work abandoned claims, patient and steady, often finding gold others overlooked. You watch their careful teamwork, their silent gestures. Many here despise them, yet they endure, working together while others fight alone. Commotion breaks out upstream. Two men face each other, one clutching a pick like a weapon, the other's hand near his pistol. Claim jumping. A deadly insult. For a breathless moment, violence hovers like a storm. Then a third miner steps between them, arms raised, calming the fire. The crowd disperses, uneasy. You turn back to your pan, reminded of how fragile peace is here. The sun sinks lower. You pack your tools. Your pouch feels only slightly heavier than this morning, yet the weight of hunger drags at you. The camp lies ahead. A wagon has arrived, bringing supplies and mail. Men crowd the store, eager for news from home. You join them, heart racing. When the storekeeper calls your name, you step forward, hands trembling. Letter. From your mother. You retreat to the edge of camp, unfolding the worn paper with care. Her handwriting dances across the page. Words from another world. Your sister has a new baby. Your father struggles with the farm. The neighbor boy went to California like you, but returned broken, empty. We pray for your safety every day, she writes. Gold or no gold, we just want you home. Tears sting your eyes. You fold the letter close to your chest. It is a weight heavier than gold. Night falls. Fires crackle. Laughter carries. A piano plays faintly from the saloon, its keys out of tune. You sit within your tent, candle burning low, the letter tucked safe inside your shirt. Tomorrow you will rise again. Tomorrow you will search again. For now, you listen to the voices, the music, the life of the camp around you. Slowly your body grows heavy. Slowly your eyes drift closed. Another day in the gold fields has ended. Morning seeps into camp, pale and cold. The fires of last night have burned down to gray ash. Smoke curls faintly from a few cooking pits where men stir weak coffee or reheat yesterday's beans. You rise slowly, your muscles stiff from another hard bed on bare earth. The letter from your mother rests against your chest where you tucked it, and for a moment you close your eyes, imagining her voice instead of the harsh sounds of camp. Side life begins again. Picks and pans clatter. Boots scrape against mud. The endless cycle calls you back to the river. The river greets you with icy spray. You return to the spot that gave you a few tiny flakes yesterday, hoping lightning might strike twice. The rhythm returns. Bend, scoop, swirl, check. Bend, scoop, swirl, check. Hours pass in silence except for the current rushing and the occasional cough or curse from men nearby. Gold remains hidden. Your back aches, your hands burn. But there is something about the ritual, the persistence, that soothes you as much as it torments you. Every scoop might be the one. That promise keeps you standing in the current, long after your body begs to rest. By midday, the camp hums with restlessness. A group of miners near you talk of a strike further south, where rumors claim a man pulled ounces of gold from a single pan. They argue whether to pack up and leave or wait for proof. Such talk is constant, stories drifting like smoke through camp, always luring men away from their claims, chasing phantoms. You've heard it all before, yet still, a spark of temptation flickers. What if this rumor, unlike the others, is true? You shake your head. Abandoning your place could mean losing the only ground you've worked. But still the dream nags. The sound of hammering rises near the edge of camp. New tents are going up. New men arriving with fresh energy and fresh dreams. Some came by wagon across endless plains. Others by ship, around Cape Horn or across Panama. All of them arrive with hope burning bright, unaware of how quickly hunger and disappointment can smother it. You watch them setting up, remembering your own arrival. The excitement. The certainty that fortune was only a day away. Months later, that spark has dulled, yet it has not gone out. The new arrivals remind you what you once felt. Later in the day, you meet eyes with one of the newcomers, a boy no older than 18. His face is sunburned, his clothes still clean, untouched by the river's grit. He nods at you with a shy smile as if to say, "We'll both make it, won't we?" You nod back, though in your chest a heavier truth beats. You wonder how long before his hands blister, before his smile fades, before he too learns the harsh cost of chasing gold. Still, you don't wish him failure. You wish him luck. All of you need it. That evening, the saloon is louder than usual. Fiddles scrape, boots stomp, laughter rises. A few men flush with recent finds throw coins across the bar, buying drinks for strangers, celebrating their luck. You linger near the doorway, watching. A part of you longs to join in, to forget your hunger and your aching back, if only for an hour. But your pouch is too light, your coins too few. You turn away, walking back through the muddy street toward your tent. Behind you, the fiddle keeps playing, sharp and frantic, the sound of desperate joy. Sleep comes hard. The ground is rough, the night air sharp. Your dreams are restless. Flashes of golden nuggets gleaming in black sand, followed by the hollow eyes of failed miners, and the voice of your mother whispering your name. You wake several times, heart pounding, until finally the dawn breaks gray and thin. Exhaustion clings to you, but there is no time to rest. The river waits. Always the river. You head downstream today, trying new water. The bend is crowded with men, but you wedge yourself into a narrow patch of bank. Your boots sink in the mud, the current tugging at your legs. Gravel rattles in your pan, water swirls and foams. Hours pass. The sun climbs high. Sweat runs down your back even as the water chills your feet to numbness. Still nothing. Around you, muttered curses rise and fall, broken now and then by sharp laughter from someone luckier. The river gives, but rarely, and only to a few. By midday, you pull yourself onto the bank, too tired to stand in the current. You chew on a strip of dried pork, its salt stinging your tongue, washing it down with warm water that tastes of iron. As you sit, a group of men argue loudly nearby. One shouts about his claim, accusing another of working too close. Voices rise, fists clench. The crowd gathers. But before blows are struck, the accused miner drops his tools and walks away. The crowd disperses, disappointed. Violence hovers constantly here, needing little excuse to ignite. Today it retreats. Tomorrow perhaps not. When the heat of the day breaks, you return to your pan. Again and again, you swirl the water, searching for the faint gleam of hope. At last, in the late afternoon, you catch sight of it. Tiny specks, no bigger than grains of dust. Carefully you sweep them into your pouch. It is little, almost nothing. Yet when you close your eyes, you feel the faint weight of it pulling against your neck. Enough to keep you in the game. Enough to face another day. The camp quiets early tonight. Many are too tired, too broke to drink or gamble. A few men gather around a fire near your tent, telling stories of home, of green fields, of wives and children waiting, of meals rich with butter and bread. The words make your stomach twist with longing. You listen from your bedroll, the candle flickering low. For a few moments, the camp feels almost like a community, bound not only by dreams of gold but by the memory of what was left behind. Then the fire dies low, and silence takes its place. Dawn comes with a chill mist rising from the river. You pack your tools and head toward the water. A man passes you on the trail, staggering under the weight of his pack. He mutters to himself, eyes wild, his face streaked with dirt. You recognize the look. Madness creeping in after too many empty pans, too many hungry nights. He vanishes into the trees without a word. Not all who come here die of wounds or sickness. Some lose themselves long before. The river runs high today, churning with snowmelt. Each step into the current threatens to sweep you off your feet. You brace, fighting for balance, your pan clutched tightly. The danger is real. Men drown often, their bodies carried downstream until found days later. But you push deeper, knowing heavier gold settles where the current slows. You scoop, you swirl, your arms trembling with the effort. Water splashes your face, cold as ice. Your breath comes in gasps, yet you do not stop. Hours later, exhausted, you climb onto the bank. You've found little, barely enough to justify the risk. Still, your pouch grows heavier by grains, and that is enough. You lie back in the grass, staring at the sky. Clouds drift slowly above, careless, free. For a moment, you let yourself imagine lying in your own fields back home, with no river roaring, no pan in your hands. The dream is fleeting. A shout pulls you back to reality. Someone downstream has found gold. Men rush to see, eyes gleaming, hope renewed. You rise too, curiosity tugging at your weary legs. At the center of the crowd, a man grins wildly, holding a nugget the size of a walnut. His hands shake, his face flushed with triumph. The others murmur, envy clear in their voices. Some clap his back, others whisper curses. You stare at the gleaming rock in his palm, and for a moment, everything seems possible again. If he could find this, so could you. The fever reignites, hotter than before. You return to the river, hunger forgotten, determined not to leave until your own nugget lies in your hand. The sun sinks low before you finally step away, body trembling from exhaustion. Your own pans gave nothing but dust today. Still, your mind burns with images of that nugget, its golden weight heavy in your thoughts. Camp, the story spreads like wildfire. Men whisper of fortunes waiting just beneath their feet. Some plan to work through the night by lantern light. You lie in your tent too tired to move, yet sleep refuses to come. The gold fever scratches at your mind, restless, unrelenting. Night deepens. Outside, you hear voices rising, laughter turning sharp, cards slapping against rough tables. Then a crash, shouts, the crack of a fist against bone. Another fight, another night. You roll over, pulling your blanket close, trying to shut it out. The candle sputters and dies, leaving you in darkness. Slowly, despite the noise, your eyelids grow heavy. The river's roar fills your dreams, swirling endlessly, always just out of reach. Morning again. The cycle never ends. You wake sore, hungry, and driven. Coffee scalds your tongue, bitter and thin. Hardtack cracks beneath your teeth, dry as dust. Yet it fuels you enough to face another day at the river. The path is familiar now, each stone and root memorized. Other men walk beside you, silent, each locked in his own thoughts. All of you march toward the same uncertain promise, bound together by desperation, by hope, by greed. Today you choose a quiet bend upstream, away from the crowds. The water here is calmer, though still cold, biting through your boots. You bend low, scoop gravel, swirl. The black sand shifts, lighter grains washing away. Your heart stirs with each movement, waiting for the glimmer. Hours pass, and at last, a few flakes appear. Tiny, fragile, but real. You gather them carefully, slipping them into your pouch. It is not wealth, not yet. But it is proof. Proof that fortune may still lie ahead. The day ends with a fire crackling low outside your tent. A few men gather near, their voices soft in the night air. One hums a tune, slow and wistful. Another speaks of his wife's letters, how she begs him to come home. You sit quietly, the warmth of the flames soothing your weary bones. Your mother's words echo in your mind. Gold or no gold, come home safe. The stars glitter above, cold and distant. You close your eyes, letting the fire's warmth and the river's endless song carry you toward sleep. Another day awaits. Always another day. The sun rises over the hills, painting the camp in gold and gray. Smoke from dozens of fires drifts skyward, carrying the smell of beans, pork, and burned coffee. Men move like shadows, their voices low, their faces marked by exhaustion. You finish your meager breakfast and lace your boots, though the leather is cracked and thin. Once more you shoulder your pan and pick. Once more you walk the worn trail to the river. The air is sharp and cool. With each step, you repeat the quiet promise you make every morning. Today might be different. Today might be the day. At the water's edge you kneel, your back already protesting. The icy current presses against your boots as you lean forward, scooping gravel into your pan. Swirl, wash, watch. The rhythm so familiar it has become a part of you. Time slips past. An hour. Then another. Nothing but black sand and disappointment. Yet you continue. Around you, the other miners wear the same hollow look. Backs bent, eyes fixed, dreams shrinking with every pan. Still none of you stop. None of you can. By midday the sun beats down. You retreat to the shade of a tree, chewing slowly on a strip of salt pork and a handful of beans. The food is dry, tasteless, but it fills the emptiness for a while. Across the river, you watch two men working together, their movements in sync, their pans glinting in the sunlight. They laugh quietly, even in their labor. For a moment you envy them, not for their gold but for their companionship. So many men here live alone, silent and hungry, carrying their hopes with no one to share them. The afternoon stretches long. You move upstream, searching for a patch of river that feels untouched. The current slows near a bend, the kind of place where heavy gold sometimes settles. You kneel again, your muscles aching, your hands stiff. Scoop, swirl, wash. The water sparkles with sunlight, the sand shifting. And then a fleck. Small, almost invisible, but real. Your heart lifts. Carefully you capture it, slipping it into your pouch. Another speck of hope to weigh against despair. It is never enough, yet it is always something. Evening comes slowly. The river glows orange in the dying light. You shoulder your tools, body heavy, and return to camp. The smell of cooking fires drifts through the streets, mingling with sweat, whiskey, and smoke. Men gather in small groups, their voices low. Some gamble with dice, others drink until their words slur. You pass the saloon, its doors thrown open, music spilling out. Inside, laughter and shouting rise. You think of stepping in, but your pockets are too light. Instead, you keep walking toward your tent, each step slower than the last. Inside your tent, the candle burns low, throwing long shadows across the canvas walls. You sit cross-legged, your pouch of gold flakes resting in your hand. You shake it gently, listening to the faint sound of metal against leather. A little. Weeks of labor, hunger, and pain, all for a handful of dust. You close your eyes, imagining what it would feel like if the pouch were heavy, full of nuggets that clinked with every movement. Riches beyond measure. Home returned triumphant. The fantasy lingers as the candle sputters and the camp outside fades into silence. You dream of home that night. Fields stretching green beneath a wide sky. Your mother's hands kneading bread. Your father bent over his work, strong despite the years. Your sister's laughter, the cry of her new child. The dream feels warm, real, until it shifts. The fields turn dry. The house collapses into dust. Your family fades into shadows, calling your name as you reach for them. You wake with a start, heart pounding, the canvas of your tent glowing faintly with dawn. Another day begins. The camp is alive early. Men crowd around the general store, arguing over supplies. Prices have climbed again. Salt, sugar, flour, all scarce and costly. Tempers flare, voices rise. A man curses the storekeeper, accusing him of theft. Others nod in agreement, but nothing changes. The storekeeper shrugs. His goods are the only goods for miles, and he knows it. You buy a small bag of beans with the last of your coin, your stomach sinking as you count out the precious gold dust to pay. On the trail to the river, you see the young boy who arrived days ago. His clothes are already dirty, his face tired. He smiles faintly when he notices you, but the fire in his eyes has dimmed. He carries his pan loosely, his shoulders hunched. You recognize the signs. The river is breaking him, just as it breaks so many. You nod in silent greeting as you pass. He nods back. No words are spoken. None are needed. The river is colder today, the current stronger. You brace yourself as the water tugs at your legs. Scoop, swirl, wash. Gravel shifts, sand drifts away. Hours pass. Nothing. You grit your teeth, forcing yourself to keep going. Around you, others mutter curses, throwing pans aside in frustration. Some leave altogether, packs slung over their shoulders, heading south to chase new rumors. You remain. You are too tired to chase shadows, too stubborn to give up. By afternoon, the sky grows heavy with clouds. Rain begins to fall, soft at first, then steady. The water soaks your clothes, seeps through your boots, chills you to the bone. Still you do not stop. Your hands are numb, your body shaking, but you cling to the rhythm. Scoop, swirl, watch. At last, when you are ready to quit, you see it. A flake, then another glinting against the black sand. Tiny, fragile, but real. You gather them with trembling hands, your pouch a little heavier, your heart a little lighter. The camp is muddy when you return, rain still falling. Fires struggle to stay lit. Men huddle in their tents. The saloon is crowded, its doorway spilling light into the dark street. Inside, the air is thick with smoke and sweat, laughter forced, drinks flowing. You step past without entering, your pouch hidden beneath your shirt. In your tent, you strip off wet clothes, pulling your blanket tight around you. The rain drums against the canvas. The sound is steady, soothing like a lullaby. You close your eyes, letting the rhythm carry you toward uneasy sleep. Morning dawns gray and wet. The rain has not stopped, turning camp into a sea of mud. Boots sink deep, sucking at each step. The river runs higher, faster, more dangerous. Still, men gather along the banks, unwilling to lose a day. You join them, though the water threatens to sweep you away with every movement. Each scoop is harder than the last, the current pulling at your pan. Yet still you swirl, you watch, you hope. By midday, you retreat to higher ground, soaked and shivering. Your fingers ache with cold, your teeth chatter. Yet your pouch holds 2 new flakes, small but shining. They are enough to keep you steady, enough to keep you from despair. You sit beneath a tree, eating a handful of beans from a tin, rain dripping from the branches above. Around you the camp is quiet, men too tired to argue, too wet to fight. The storm has washed away much of the noise, leaving only the endless sound of water. As night falls, the rain finally begins to ease. The air smells clean, sharp with wet earth. Fires crackle again, voices rising cautiously. Someone plays a fiddle, the notes soft and slow. Men gather near, some humming along, others simply staring into the flames. You sit nearby, letting the music wash over you. For a brief moment, the camp feels almost peaceful, almost safe. The illusion will not last, but you hold on to it as the night deepens, as the stars blink faintly through thinning clouds. You dream again of gold. This time your pouch is full, heavy against your chest. Nuggets spill into your hands, glowing in the sun. You laugh, triumphant, as men gather around in awe. But then the gold turns to sand, slipping through your fingers, pouring into the river until nothing remains. You wake with a cry, breath ragged, the dream dissolving in the darkness of your tent. You clutch your real pouch tightly, feeling its faint weight. A little, yet all you have. The next morning is bright, the storm gone. The river sparkles beneath the rising sun, calmer now, though still high. You wade in carefully, the water cool but no longer biting. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm feels easier today, the sun warming your back. Hours pass in steady silence. When at last you pause, your pouch holds several new flakes. More than yesterday. Enough to remind you that fortune, though slow, still waits in the depths. At midday you rest on the bank, eating from your tin. Across the water, the young boy you saw before is working furiously, his face set with determination. His pan shakes in his hands, too rough, spilling gravel into the current. He curses loudly, throwing the pan aside before slumping onto the mud. You watch him silently, knowing his struggle, knowing the bitterness of empty pans. After a moment, he retrieves the pan and begins again. You nod to yourself. Even despair cannot silence the fever for long. Evening comes golden and warm. The camp is alive with noise, men shouting, laughing, drinking. A wagon has arrived with new supplies, drawing a crowd. You push through, searching the pile for anything you can afford. Prices are high, higher than ever, but you manage to trade a few flakes for flour and coffee. Precious luxuries, heavy in your hands. As you carry them back to your tent, you pass the undertaker digging another grave on the hillside. A miner dead from fever. The sight is a reminder. Gold is not the only weight carried here. That night the camp is restless. The saloon roars with music and laughter, men celebrating or drowning their sorrows. You sit alone in your tent, the bag of flour beside you, the smell of coffee lingering in your mind. You light a candle and open your mother's letter once more, reading her words slowly, carefully, as if to draw strength from each line. We pray for your safety every day. You whisper the words aloud, letting them fill the silence. Outside, the camp surges with noise, but inside you are still. You close your eyes, holding the letter close, and drift into uneasy sleep. The morning is cool, the sky streaked with pale pink as the sun rises. Mist drifts from the river, curling around the tents and wagons. You step out of your shelter, stretching your stiff muscles. Coffee brews weakly in a battered tin pot over the fire, its bitter scent filling the air. You sip slowly, savoring the warmth more than the taste. Around you the camp stirs. Men lace boots, gather pans, sling picks across shoulders. Despite exhaustion, despite hunger, all move toward the same destination. The river waits, calling each man back like a tide that never recedes. At the water you take your usual place, boots sinking into the soft bank. The current runs strong, tugging at your legs as you lean forward. Scoop, swirl, wash. The sun climbs higher, burning away the mist. Sweat dampens your shirt, your back aching with the endless motion. Hours pass. A few specks of gold glimmer in your pan, just enough to keep you steady. Around you, the same silence, broken only by the murmur of the river and the occasional sigh or curse from another miner. Each man alone, yet bound together by the same fragile dream. By midday the heat is heavy. You retreat to the shade, pulling a strip of dried meat from your pouch. The taste is salty, harsh, but it eases your hunger. Across the bank, you see two men quarreling, voices sharp, fists clenched. The dispute grows louder until one man pushes the other into the river. For a heartbeat, silence falls. Then laughter breaks out as the man sputters and scrambles to shore. The fight dissolves, pride wounded but nothing more. Violence lurks close, always ready, yet sometimes it passes like a storm that never breaks. The afternoon drifts slowly. You try new gravel, shifting downstream, your hands raw and bleeding from stone and cold. At last, you find a patch richer than before. Small flakes scattered through the black sand. Your heart beats faster as you gather them, each one a fragment of hope. By evening your pouch is heavier, though still far from fortune. You climb the bank, body aching, yet spirits higher than yesterday. For once, the river gave back more than dust. For once, the weight in your hand feels like progress, however small. Back at camp, the fires are glowing, men gathered in circles with mugs of coffee or whiskey. Someone strums a fiddle, the notes wandering soft into the night. You sit by the flames, warming your hands, listening to stories of distant lands. One man speaks of the sea, of storms off Cape Horn, of ships nearly torn apart. Another tells of crossing the plains, wagons creaking, oxen dropping in the dust. Every man here has traveled far, suffered much to reach this place. And all of them, like you, cling to the same question. Will it be worth it? Sleep comes fitfully. The ground is hard, your body sore, dreams restless. You wake often, listening to the crackle of the dying fire, to footsteps moving through the camp. Once, you hear raised voices in the saloon, followed by a crash, then silence. You roll over, pulling the blanket tighter, praying morning comes quickly. When at last dawn arrives, the sky is pale and cold, a thin mist curling from the river. Another day begins, the same as the last, yet filled with the endless possibility that tomorrow will be different. The river feels familiar now, its rhythm ingrained in your muscles. Scoop, swirl, wash. Scoop, swirl, wash. The sound of water fills your ears, drowning out thought. Hours blur together. You find a few more flakes, your pouch growing slowly heavier. Enough to quiet despair, not enough to end it. Around you, men work in silence, broken only by coughs, curses, and the splash of boots in water. The fever holds all of you fast. Each speck of gold, each glimmer in the pan, fuels the fire a little longer. Midday you pause to rest. You sit on a log, pulling bread from your pack, stale but edible. You chew slowly, gazing out at the river. A man nearby throws down his pan with a cry of rage, stomping away through the mud. His tent still stands in camp, his tools scattered. Perhaps he will return tomorrow, or perhaps the river has finally broken him. You wonder how many have come and gone, how many more will leave before fortune finds them. Yet still, you remain stubborn as the current itself. The afternoon sun glows hot. Sweat stings your eyes, your shirt clings to your back. Still you bend and scoop, refusing to stop. By evening, your pouch holds a few more flakes, glinting faintly in the fading light. You climb the bank, body weary, but a quiet sense of victory in your chest. Not riches, not yet, but proof that the river still has more to give. Proof enough to return tomorrow. That night, the saloon is alive with noise. Men crowd the tables, cards and dice rolling across the wood. Laughter rings out, sharp and wild, but beneath it simmers tension. You sit near the doorway, sipping weak coffee, watching. A minor flush with luck throws gold dust onto the table, grinning as he wins another hand. Others scowl, envy darkening their faces. For some, fortune comes easy. For others, it never arrives. You finish your drink and leave, stepping into the cool night air, the stars glimmering cold above. The next morning begins with shouts. A thief was caught in the night, sneaking through tents, stealing gold dust. The men dragged him into the street, his face bruised, his eyes wide with fear. Justice here is swift, harsh. A rope is thrown over a beam, the crowd demanding blood. You watch, silent, as they haul him up. His cries echo briefly before fading. When it is over, the camp returns to work, as if nothing happened. Life here balances always on the edge of violence, and mercy is a rare coin. The image of the thief lingers in your mind as you walk to the river. His wide eyes, his desperate pleas. Perhaps he too had come with dreams of fortune, only to be broken by hunger and failure. You push the thought away, focusing on your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm steadies you, the sound of water washing the memory clean. By midday you have found a few more flakes, your pouch a little heavier. Small victories. Enough to carry you forward. The afternoon is hot, the sun relentless. You strip off your shirt, sweat streaming down your chest. The river cools your skin, though your muscles ache with each scoop. Around you, men work slower, their movements heavy. A few retreat to shade, unable to endure the heat. You press on, refusing to yield. By evening, your pouch is no richer than before, yet your spirit holds steady. Not every day can be victory. Some are merely endured. Night falls with a warm breeze drifting through camp. Fires crackle, men gather with mugs of coffee, telling stories of home. One speaks of fields rich with corn, another of a sweetheart waiting back east. The words are soft, wistful, carrying a longing that echoes in your chest. You think of your own home, your family, the letter folded in your pouch. You whisper a prayer into the firelight, a promise to return, gold or no gold. The flames flicker, carrying your words into the dark. Morning again. You rise with stiff muscles, coffee warming your hands. The camp feels quieter today. Men moving slower, their faces drawn with exhaustion. Many have left, chasing rumors of richer ground elsewhere. Their tents stand empty, their absence a reminder of how easily the dream fades. You shoulder your tools, walking the familiar path to the river. Each step feels heavier, yet the promise of gold still pulls you forward. The river runs calm today, the surface smooth beneath the morning sun. You find a new spot, a shallow pool near the bend. Scoop, swirl, wash. Hours pass, each pan yielding nothing but sand. Your arms ache, your hands raw, yet you refuse to stop. At last, when the sun is high, a glint appears in your pan, larger than before, a flake shining brightly. You hold it in the light, heart lifting. A small piece, yet enough to renew your hope. You slip it carefully into your pouch, its weight precious against your chest. By afternoon, the camp stirs with talk of a strike to the north. Men argue heatedly, some packing their tents, others swearing it's only rumor. The fever spreads quickly, eyes bright with greed, voices rising. You listen in silence, torn between doubt and temptation. To leave would mean abandoning all you've worked for. To stay might mean missing fortune elsewhere. The choice weighs heavy, yet for now you remain. The river still holds you fast. That night the saloon is crowded, the air thick with smoke and sweat. Miners argue over the rumors, some drunk with excitement, others bitter with disbelief. Fists fly, chairs break, whiskey spills across the floor. You stand at the edge, watching chaos unfold. The fever drives men mad, tearing friendships apart, fueling violence. You leave quietly, the noise fading behind you as you walk into the cool night. The stars above seem distant, untouched by human greed. Sleep comes slowly. You lie awake, staring at the canvas above, listening to the distant sounds of laughter and anger. Your pouch rests beside you, its faint weight a comfort. You think of the flake you found today, its shine bright in the sunlight. A small treasure, yet enough to keep you steady. You close your eyes, whispering another promise to return home safe. The river's murmur drifts into your dreams, endless, eternal, carrying you toward another dawn. Morning light glows soft across the camp. The fires burn low, men moving slowly, their voices hushed. Some prepare to leave, wagons creaking, oxen straining. Others remain, shoulders heavy with doubt. You watch them go, wondering if fortune waits where they are headed, or if they will return empty, broken. For now, you shoulder your tools and walk the familiar path to the river. The current whispers against the stones, steady and endless. You kneel at the bank, scoop gravel into your pan, and begin again. Another day, another chance, another hope. The river greets you with its familiar murmur, the sound both comforting and unrelenting. You kneel at the edge, boots sinking into mud softened by the night's dew. The morning sun glimmers faintly on the water's surface, promising warmth but still wrapped in chill. Scoop, swirl, wash. The pattern steadies your breath, slows your thoughts. Each movement is a prayer, each swirl a hope whispered into the current. Hours pass, and though your pan yields only sand, the ritual itself anchors you. The river is both enemy and friend, giver and taker, shaping your days into rhythm. By midday, the camp hums with restless energy. Men speak in low tones, whispering about rumors of a great strike south of the valley. Some pack hurriedly, their tents collapsing into wagons, while others shake their heads, convinced it's a lie. You watch quietly, your heart torn between staying and leaving. To chase rumors is to gamble your life. Yet to stay may mean missing fortune elsewhere. You tighten your pouch against your chest, feeling the small flakes inside. The decision weighs heavy, but for now you stay. The river still holds you. The afternoon sun burns hot, sweat trickling down your back as you bend again and again. Your arms ache, your shoulders throb, but still you scoop. Still you swirl. Still you wash. At last, a glimmer catches your eye. Tiny but brighter than the rest. A flake larger than any you've seen in days. Relief floods through you, your hands trembling as you lift it into your pouch. Not riches, not yet, but proof again that the dream is real. The river may be stingy, but it still has more to give. Evening falls with soft colors painted across the sky. Back at camp, the men gather in small circles around the fires. Voices rise in laughter, in argument, in song. A fiddle plays, its notes drifting like smoke into the dark. You sit quietly, chewing on beans from your pot, the taste plain but filling. You think of the flake you found today, the way it gleamed against the black sand. Small victories, small hopes. They are what keep men here, despite the hardship. The fire warms your face as the stars appear overhead. Sleep comes slowly. You lie on your bedroll, staring at the canvas roof of your tent. Outside, voices carry, some drunk, some angry. Then, silence broken by the sudden crack of a gunshot. Your body stiffens, heart pounding. Shouts follow, then laughter, then quiet again. Life is fragile here, snuffed out over cards, over whiskey, over gold. You close your eyes, pulling the blanket tight around your shoulders. Tomorrow, the river will call again as it always does. For now, you breathe slowly, letting the night carry you toward uneasy dreams. Dawn breaks with a chill that bites through your blanket. Smoke rises from early fires, men already stirring, voices low in the mist. You pull on your boots, stiff with dried mud, and sling your tools over your shoulder. The path to the river feels longer today, your legs heavy, but the sight of water quickens your step. You take your place, kneel at the bank, and begin again. Scoop, swirl, wash. The sound of rushing water fills your ears, drowning out doubt, pulling you into rhythm. Another day, another chance. By mid-morning, your hands are numb from cold water, your arms trembling with exhaustion. Yet still you work. Around you, men curse, sigh, or fall silent, their pans empty. The fever is quiet today, a dull ache in every chest. Then a cry breaks the air. A miner downstream leaps, shouting, holding something high in the sunlight. A nugget, gleaming bright as fire. The camp stirs, men rushing to see, hope flaring in their eyes. For every man the dream lives again. You watch, heart pounding, whispering, "Tomorrow it could be me." The afternoon drags. You shift upstream, trying fresh gravel but find nothing. Hunger gnaws at your stomach, your rations nearly gone. Prices in camp climb higher each week. Bread, beans, coffee, all costing more than gold itself. Some men barter, others steal. You chew a strip of dried meat, the taste bitter, the salt burning your tongue. Across the river, you spot a miner sitting alone. His pan discarded, his shoulders slumped, his dream broken. You wonder how long until your own shoulders bend the same way. Evening brings a weary calm. Fires flicker, shadows dance against canvas and wood. Some men drink, gambling away their last flakes. Others sit silent, staring into the flames. You pull out the letter from your mother, its creases worn, the ink fading from touch. Her words echo softly. "Gold or no gold, we just want you home." You read them again and again, comfort and sorrow mingling in your chest. You fold the letter carefully, tucking it close to your heart. One more reason to endure. One more reason to keep going. The night is restless. Dreams shift between visions of golden nuggets and faces of home. You wake often, the sound of footsteps outside, laughter drifting from the saloon. At last, silence settles, broken only by the murmur of the river. You breathe deeply, the scent of canvas and earth around you. Your body aches, your spirit heavy, but tomorrow calls. Sleep comes at last, slow and uncertain, as if the night itself hesitates to give rest. Morning dawns gray and cool. Clouds stretch across the sky, heavy with the promise of rain. The camp is quieter, men moving slower, their eyes tired. You shoulder your tools, walking to the river, the ground soft beneath your boots. The water runs darker today, swollen from distant storms. Still you kneel, scoop gravel, swirl the pan. Rain begins to fall, light at first, then steady, soaking your clothes, dripping into your pan. You work through it, each drop blending with the river, the sound steady, soothing, endless. By midday, the rain eases, leaving the earth slick and muddy. Your clothes cling damp against your skin, your fingers wrinkled from hours in the water. Yet your pouch holds a few more flakes, glimmering faintly even through the gloom. Around you, men shake off the rain, cursing or laughing, their spirits oddly lifted. Perhaps the storm washed away despair, leaving behind a fresh resolve. You climb the bank slowly, your body weary, but your heart holding on to its fragile spark of hope. Evening falls with clouds still heavy, the air cool and damp. Fires hiss as rain spatters, smoke curling low across camp. Men huddle close, sharing warmth, sharing stories. One speaks of striking it rich near the mountains, Another of a cousin who returned east with pockets full. The stories are half-truths, perhaps lies, but they warm the heart like fire. You listen silently, imagining yourself in those tales, imagining your own return home, not empty-handed but triumphant. The dream flickers brighter against the damp night air. Sleep comes with the steady drip of rain on canvas. You dream of rivers lined with gold, of pans overflowing, of home waiting with open arms. Yet dreams twist, shifting into fever. Mud, hunger, gunfire, graves on the hillside. You wake with a start, heart racing, the night still heavy with rain. You breathe slowly, steadying yourself, whispering a prayer into the darkness. Tomorrow, you tell yourself. Tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow always holds hope. The morning dawns clear, the rain washed away, leaving the air crisp and bright. The river sparkles beneath the sunlight, swollen but calmer. You kneel at the bank, your body still aching from restless sleep, and begin again. Scoop, swirl, wash. The water glitters, the rhythm steadying your hands. Hours pass. Then at last a flash of light in the pan, a flake bright as fire. Your heart leaps as you slip it into your pouch. Not riches, not yet, but enough to remind you the dream lives. Enough to carry you another day. At midday you pause to eat, chewing slowly on beans cooked over your small fire. Across camp, a wagon has arrived, bringing mail and supplies. Men crowd around, eager for letters, for word from home. You join them, your heart racing. When your name is called, relief floods you. A letter, its paper worn thin from the journey, its ink smudged. You retreat to a quiet spot, unfolding it carefully. The words bring warmth and sorrow in equal measure. News of family, of hardships, of prayers whispered for your safe return. You read the letter again and again, the words anchoring you in a way gold never could. Your mother's handwriting feels like her voice, her presence close despite the miles. She writes of neighbors, of fields back home, of faith that you will return safe. Gold or no gold, she says, we just want you home. Tears prick your eyes, though you hide them quickly. In this land, weakness is seldom shown. You fold the letter carefully, tucking it close to your chest. Its weight steadies you more than any gold. That evening, the camp is alive with noise. The wagon brought more than mail. It brought whiskey, cards, news. Men drink deeply, gamble fiercely, laugh wildly. Yet beneath the noise lies something sharper. Desperation, hunger, longing. You sit apart, letter close, listening to the clamor. Fight breaks out, chairs crashing, fists flying. The fever runs hot tonight, tempers high, patience thin. You slip away into the cool night, preferring the quiet of stars, the murmur of the river. Some men seek escape in drink. You seek it in silence. Sleep comes easier tonight. The letter rests beside you, its presence a comfort, a reminder of why you endure. Dreams drift gentle. Faces of family, voices of home, fields golden in the sun. You wake before dawn, the sky still pale, the camp quiet. The fire embers glow faintly, the air cool and clean. You rise slowly, stretching sore muscles, and shoulder your tools once again. The river waits. The day begins. The dream endures. The morning light sparkles across the river, brighter than days before. You kneel at the edge, your movements slow but steady. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm is all you know now, your body shaped by it, your spirit tied to it. Hours pass, and though your pan yields little, your heart holds steady. Each flake you find, each shimmer of yellow, is proof enough. Not riches, not yet, but the dream is alive. You rise at last, pouch close to your chest, whispering, tomorrow, tomorrow will be the day. The sun rises pale and thin, casting soft light over the camp. Smoke curls from a few scattered fires, men stretching sore limbs, coughing, groaning. Some mutter about leaving, others about striking it rich any day now. You walk quietly to the river, boots heavy with mud. The water glitters faintly in the morning calm. Kneeling, you sink your pan, your hands already stiff from the cold. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm is familiar, a comfort in itself. You tell yourself that each pan brings you closer. Each pan could be the one. By mid-morning, a fog drifts across the water, veiling the camp in ghostly white. Sounds are muffled, voices low, the world smaller and more intimate. You hear only the swish of water in your pan, the beat of your own heart. Suddenly, a bird's call pierces the fog, sharp and wild. It startles you, reminding you of mornings back home. For a moment, you see fields golden in sunlight, your mother's voice calling from the doorway. Then the vision fades, the river returning, the fog thick as ever. The dream remains, but so does the ache of longing. Around midday, the fog lifts, revealing men scattered along the banks, each locked in his own struggle. Some curse loudly, others work in silence. You find yourself staring at their faces, lined, hollow, desperate. Strikes you how quickly men age here. Hope burns them, hunger hollows them, the fever eats them alive. You dip your pan again, steadying your breath. One flake today could make the difference. One spark of gold might separate you from despair. The thought pushes you onward, even as exhaustion drags at your bones. A shout breaks the monotony, a miner downstream waving, calling for help. You drop your pan and rush toward him. His boot has slipped between rocks, twisted badly, and he winces in agony. Together, you and another man pry his foot free. The ankle swells immediately, angry and red. He mutters curses, face pale with pain. Two men carry him back toward camp. His tools left abandoned by the river. You return to your own spot, shaken. Even simple missteps here can cost dearly. The river takes more than it gives. The day stretches on, the sun climbing high. Sweat trickles down your back as you work, though your pouch remains nearly empty. The hunger gnaws stronger now, your food dwindling. Tonight, it may be only beans again if you can find them at a fair price. The thought weighs heavy as you swirl another pan. Then a spark. A small, bright flake among the dark sand. You catch your breath, fingers trembling as you pluck it free. Into the pouch it goes, small but real. Enough to buy another day. Enough to keep hope alive. Evening paints the sky in hues of rose and amber. The camp is quieter tonight. Men worn thin, their voices low. Fires crackle, beans simmer. Smoke rises lazily. You sit near the flames, warming your hands, staring into the embers. Around you, others gamble with cards, their laughter forced, their smiles brittle. The letter from your mother rests against your chest, its presence both comfort and burden. You think of her words. Gold or no gold, we just want you home. You whisper them softly, letting the fire carry them into the night. Sleep is restless. Dreams come in fragments. Golden rivers, fields at home, voices calling your name. You wake to the sound of rain on canvas, steady and soft. The night is cool, damp air heavy in your lungs. You listen for a while, the rain blending with the distant rush of the river. Slowly, your eyes close again, and this time sleep takes you more gently, cradled by the rhythm of water and wind. Morning breaks gray, clouds heavy above. The river runs darker, faster from the rain. You tread carefully along the bank, boots slipping in the mud. Kneeling, you dip your pan, the cold water biting into your skin. Scoop, swirl, wash. The current pulls harder now, tugging at your arms, demanding more strength. You work carefully, patiently, each pan revealing only sand. Still you endure. The river is merciless, but it cannot take your will. Not yet. By midday, hunger forces you back to camp. At the store, prices make your chest tighten. Beans, flour, coffee, all sold for a fortune. You trade a small flake for a bag of beans and a little salt, the gold vanishing too quickly from your hand. Others grumble at the same exchange, some leaving empty-handed. The fever demands gold, but so does survival. You shoulder your meager supplies and walk back to your tent, pouch lighter, spirit heavier. The dream feels costly. Too costly, perhaps. That night, the camp stirs with new arrivals. Wagons creak into the valley, families stepping out, their eyes wide with hope. Children chase one another through the mud, laughing, while men hammer crude shelters from wood and canvas. You watch quietly, remembering your own arrival, that same fire in your chest. Some will find gold. Many will not. Yet here they come, drawn by whispers and promises, by stories that burn brighter than truth. You turn back toward your fire, chewing beans slowly, wondering if they too will someday sit as hollow as you. The following morning is alive with energy. The newcomers set out quickly, panning wherever the river bends. Their voices rise in excitement, their movements quick, clumsy. You work nearby, slower, steadier. Their laughter drifts through the air, reminding you of your own first days, when hope was young and hunger not yet sharp. Now your movements are deliberate, your hope quieter but no less stubborn. You know the fever can burn too hot, too fast. You let them chase it while you keep steady rhythm, scoop, swirl, wash. Midday brings chatter through the camp, word of a great strike north of the valley. Men debate heatedly, some already packing. The rumor spreads like wildfire, each retelling brighter than the last. You listen heart-torn. To chase rumors is to gamble everything. To stay might mean missing fortune elsewhere. You weigh your small pouch against the dream of something greater. Last you shake your head. The river here still holds you. The fever tempts, but you choose patience. Now. That evening, the camp swells with voices, plans, arguments. Some men leave immediately, their wagons rolling out under the stars. Others sit in circles, drinking, convincing themselves of riches ahead. You sit apart, the fire warm on your face. The letter from your mother rests in your hand, its words grounding you as the fever stirs the camp. Gold or no gold, home or hunger. The choices twist inside you, but tonight you remain. The stars glimmer overhead, distant, unchanging, while men burn with restless dreams below. Sleep comes late. The camp is noisy, men drunk, shouting, singing off-key. You roll onto your side, pulling the blanket tight, willing your body to rest. At last, silence creeps in, broken only by the steady rush of the river. Your breath slows, your heart steadies. Dreams drift gently, not of gold, but of quiet fields, warm kitchens, the laughter of family. The fever loosens its grip, if only for a night. Morning arrives with pale sunlight filtering through canvas. The camp feels emptier. Many wagons left in the night. The paths are quieter, the riverbank less crowded. You kneel at your usual spot, the water bright with morning light. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm feels calmer without the noise of so many men. Perhaps patience will serve you better than fevered chasing. You whisper softly, "Today may be the day," and let the river carry your hope. Hours pass, the sun climbing higher. Your pouch grows heavier, a few new flakes joining those already gathered. Enough to trade for food, perhaps even coffee. Relief flickers through you, quiet but strong. You pause to drink from your canteen, the water warm but welcome. Across the river, a boy laughs loudly, holding up his own small find. His father claps him on the back, their joy unguarded, pure. For a moment, you smile too, remembering that even the smallest spark of gold can ignite great hope. By evening, the camp feels subdued. Many gone, others weary. Fires burn low, voices quiet. You cook beans slowly, the scent filling the cool air. A man nearby strums a fiddle, the notes sweet and haunting. They drift into the night, weaving between tents, carrying a softness rare in this harsh place. You sit quietly, listening, your heart lighter. Gold is scarce, but beauty lingers still. In music, in laughter, in the glimmer of stars above. For tonight that is enough. Sleep comes easier, dreams gentler. You wake to dawn's first light, the air crisp and clear. The river sparkles, brighter than it has in days. You walk slowly to the bank, kneel and begin your work. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm fills your body, steadies your thoughts. The dream feels alive again, not burning with fever but glowing steady. Each flake found is a promise. Each day survived a victory. You smile softly to yourself, whispering, tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. By midday, your pouch holds several new flakes, brighter than the last. Your spirit lifts, your shoulders lighter despite the ache. Around you, men mutter of hunger, of loss, of dreams fading. But you hold on to yours, steady and quiet. The river may be cruel, but today it gave enough. Enough to keep you strong. Enough to keep you hoping. You rise slowly, the sun warm on your back, the water glittering at your feet. Evening settles soft and golden. The camp is quiet, fewer fires now, fewer voices. You sit by your own small flame, beans simmering, the scent mingling with smoke. You think of home, of letters waiting to be written, of dreams yet unfulfilled. The stars brighten overhead, countless and eternal. You breathe slowly, deeply, letting the calm of night wash over you. Tomorrow will come as it always does. The river will wait as it always does. And you will answer as you always do. The dream endures. The morning air feels sharper today, carrying the scent of smoke from distant fires. The camp stirs slowly, fewer men than before, their voices hushed, their steps heavy. You rise stiffly, joints protesting, and make your way to the river. The water is calm, reflecting the pale sky. Kneeling, you dip your pan, the cold biting at your hands. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm soothes you, steadying your breath. Nothing glitters this time, but the ritual itself gives comfort. Around you, the world is quiet, as if holding its breath. As the sun climbs higher, your back aches, your shoulders burn. The river gives little, but still you persist. A man nearby curses loudly, throwing his pan aside, storming away from the bank. His frustration lingers in the air, thick and bitter. You keep your focus, eyes steady on your own work. Gold is rare, patience rarer. You swirl the water gently, letting it carry away the sand. At last, a faint spark catches your eye. Tiny flake, fragile yet real. You smile softly, whispering thanks to the river. By midday, hunger gnaws at you. You return to camp, trading a small flake for bread and a pinch of salt. The bread is hard, the crust breaking against your teeth, but the taste is sweet relief. Around you, men argue over supplies, tempers flaring. The storekeeper stands firm, his prices high, his eyes cold. You chew slowly, ignoring the tension, focusing on the quiet satisfaction of filling your stomach. Gold buys food, food buys strength, and strength buys another day at the river. That is the unbroken circle. The afternoon sun beats down mercilessly, the river glittering too bright for your eyes. Sweat runs down your neck, soaking your shirt, but still you work. Scoop, swirl, wash. Each pan feels heavier than the last, each movement slower. Across the river, two men bicker over a claim, their voices rising, fists clenched. You avert your eyes, unwilling to watch yet another fight. Violence comes quickly here, faster than gold. You keep your gaze on the water, letting its steady flow remind you of patience, of time beyond tempers. As evening falls, the camp hums with low voices. Fires flicker, smoke curling into the darkening sky. Men gather in small circles, some gambling, others drinking, some simply staring into the flames. You sit apart, beans simmering in a small pot, the scent mingling with smoke. The letter from your mother rests in your lap, its words etched in your memory. You read them again, slowly, carefully, as if her voice might rise from the page. Gold or no gold, we want you home. The words linger, soft as a lullaby. Night deepens, and music drifts through the camp. Faint fiddle notes, weaving between tents, blending with laughter and shouts. You close your eyes, letting the melody carry you for a moment beyond this place. Beyond hunger, beyond failure, beyond fear. Sleep comes slowly, interrupted by distant voices, by footsteps passing, by the restless energy of men chasing dreams. Yet eventually, exhaustion claims you, pulling you under like the current of the river itself. Dawn returns, quiet and pale. The camp feels emptier still, many men gone in search of new strikes. You walk to the river, tools in hand, boots heavy with mud. The water flows steady, patient. Kneeling, you dip your pan once more. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm is endless, yet somehow comforting. Today the river is kind. 2 flakes glimmer in your pan, small but bright. They join the others in your pouch, their weight almost symbolic. Not enough to make you rich, but enough to remind you not to give up. The day warms quickly, the sun bright overhead. You pause to drink from your canteen, watching others at work. Each man moves differently. Some frantic, some calm, some broken by the weight of failure. You wonder what drives them most. Hunger, pride, or fear of returning home empty-handed. For you, it is a mixture of all three. You dip your pan again, hands steady. Hope is fragile, but here it is the only coin that never loses value. Without it, the river would claim your spirit long before your body. By late afternoon, you rest on the riverbank, leaning back against a rock. The water glimmers, the sound soothing like a lullaby. You let your eyes drift shut, just for a moment, and imagine fields of wheat back home, the smell of earth after rain, the laughter of family around a table. The vision warms you, carrying you far from this harsh place. When you open your eyes again, the river flows unchanged, steady and eternal, as if it has been waiting for you to return. Evening descends with a chill breeze, the camp filling with smoke and voices. Men gather around fires, their laughter forced, their eyes hollow. You cook a small pot of beans, eating slowly, savoring each bite. Across the fire, a man begins telling stories, of strikes larger than mountains, of nuggets shining like the sun. The others listen wide-eyed, hope rekindled by his words. You listen too, though you know the stories are likely half-truths. Still you allow yourself to believe just for tonight. Belief is a kind of sustenance here. Night grows deeper, stars bright above. The camp quiets slowly, men retreating to their tents, their dreams carried into sleep. You lie in your own shelter, blanket pulled tight, listening to the distant rush of the river. The sound steadies you like a heartbeat older than time. You close your eyes, body aching but spirit alive. Tomorrow will come as it always does, bringing new chances, new struggles, new hope. Sleep claims you gently, and for once it feels like peace. Morning arrives golden, sunlight spilling across the camp. You rise stiffly, stretching sore limbs, and make your way to the river. The water sparkles, brighter than before, as if inviting you. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today, luck seems to whisper in your ear. A small nugget rests in your pan, no larger than a pebble, but heavier than flakes. Your heart leaps, breath catching. Carefully, you lift it, holding it to the light. Real solid gold. You slip it into your pouch, hand trembling, spirit soaring. The rest of the day passes quickly, your energy renewed by the find. Every pan feels promising, though most reveal only sand. Still, the nugget in your pouch is proof solid as stone. Around you, men mutter, some noticing your quiet smile, your renewed focus. Envy flickers in their eyes, but you guard your secret carefully. Here, gold breeds not just hope but jealousy, danger. You keep your head down, working steady, whispering thanks to the river for its rare gift. By evening, the camp buzzes with restless energy. Word spreads of strikes, of luck, of fortunes waiting. You keep silent, your nugget tucked safely against your chest. Fires burn bright, voices rise, laughter spills into the night. You sit apart, cooking beans, savoring the quiet pride of your find. The letter from your mother rests nearby, her words grounding you. Gold or no gold, we want you home. Tonight, for the first time, you feel you may truly bring her something worth the journey. Sleep is deep, dreams filled with golden rivers, bright and endless. You wake with the first light, the nugget still in your pouch, the memory still fresh. The camp stirs slowly, men groaning, stretching, preparing for another day. You move quickly, eager, alive. The river calls to you, its voice strong, its current steady. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Hope burns brighter now, no longer fragile but fierce. The fever grips you tighter, but for once, it feels like a blessing. The day stretches long, the sun bright overhead. You work tirelessly, your body aching but your spirit driving you onward. Flakes appear here and there, tiny sparks of light in the pan. Each one joins the nugget in your pouch, their combined weight a promise. Around you, men mutter, some giving up, some pressing harder. You keep steady, your movement sure. Patience, persistence, these are your tools as much as pan and pick. The river tests you, but today you feel ready for its trials. By afternoon, clouds gather, the sky darkening. The wind picks up, the river churning louder. You glance upward, sensing rain. Still you work, unwilling to stop. Scoop, swirl, wash. The first drops fall, cool against your skin. Men begin packing, hurrying back to camp, but you linger, unwilling to leave. At last, you rise, pouch safe, and make your way through mud and rain. The storm grows heavier, lightning flashing, thunder rolling. By the time you reach camp, you are soaked, but your spirit remains warm with the day's find. The camp is alive with storm energy. Men shouting, securing tents, covering fires. Rain pounds the canvas, mud rising, smoke choking the air. You huddle in your own shelter, blanket wrapped tight, listening to the storm rage. The nugget rests against your chest, its weight reassuring. Outside the world is chaos, but inside you feel calm. The storm will pass. The river will remain. The dream will endure. You close your eyes, letting the thunder lull you into uneasy sleep. Morning breaks damp and gray. The storm passed, but the ground heavy with mud. The camp is quieter, many fires drowned, many tents collapsed. Men mutter curses, their spirits low. You rise slowly, boots heavy with wet earth, and make your way to the river. The water runs swollen, darker, faster, but still it flows. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. The current tugs harder, demanding caution, but you persist. The river tests you again, and you answer with patience. By midday, the sun breaks through, warming the valley, drying the earth. The camp stirs with renewed energy, voices rising once more. You sit by the riverbank, pouch heavier than before, spirit steady. Around you, men chase fever, rushing, cursing, hoping. You breathe slowly, letting the calm of the day settle into your bones. The dream remains alive, but now it feels less desperate, more certain. The nugget in your pouch whispers of promise, of possibility. You smile softly, whispering thanks once more to the river. The evening falls gently across the valley. Fires flicker one by one, their smoke curling into the cooling sky. The camp hums with tired voices, some men quiet, others still restless, gambling or drinking away their last dust. You sit by your own fire, beans simmering, the small nugget heavy in your pouch. Its presence warms you, steadies you like a secret gift from the river. Around you, laughter rises and falls, then fades into silence. You chew slowly, watching sparks climb into the night, imagining them as tiny stars carrying your hopes upward. Night deepens, the camp sinking into uneasy sleep. Some voices drift faintly from the saloon, the rattle of dice, a sudden shout, then quiet again. You lie in your tent, blanket wrapped close, listening to the river's endless song. Its steady rush soothes you like a lullaby older than time. You think of home, of your mother's voice reading to you by firelight, of warmth that felt unshakable. Here warmth is scarce, yet hope glows steady in your chest. Slowly, sleep takes you, cradled by the sound of flowing water. Morning dawns with golden light spilling over the hills. The camp stirs slowly, men stretching, coughing, groaning from the night before. You rise stiffly, shoulders sore, legs heavy, but the day calls. At the river, the water gleams, brighter than yesterday, carrying new promise. Kneeling, you dip your pan, the rhythm grounding you. Scoop, swirl, wash. Sand slides away, water spills, and at last, a tiny glint remains. Another flake joins your pouch, small yet significant. Each find is proof. Each spark says the dream is not a fool's chase after all. By midday, your back aches and your stomach growls. You return to camp, trading a flake for bread and coffee. The bread is rough, the coffee bitter, yet together they taste like luxury. Around you, men grumble about prices, about hunger, about luck that never comes. A few talk of leaving, of heading north, of trying again elsewhere. You eat slowly, quietly, savoring each bite. Gold is scarce, but food is life. And life here is worth more than any nugget. You fold the thought carefully in your heart, like a secret truth. The afternoon sun beats down, the air thick with heat. Sweat runs down your back as you return to the river. Work is slower, heavier, yet you persist. Scoop, swirl, wash. Across the water, a young man shouts with joy, holding up a bright nugget. Others gather, eyes gleaming with envy, voices rising in congratulations mixed with hunger. You watch silently, feeling both admiration and longing. His fortune today does not lessen your own, but it reminds you how rare true strikes are. You dip your pan again, whispering, "Perhaps next time." Evening descends, the sky painted in rose and violet. The camp glows with fires, laughter spilling into the night. Some men celebrate loudly, others brood in silence. You sit apart, beans simmering, watching flames dance. The nugget in your pouch rests heavy against your chest, a secret warmth you keep close. You take comfort in its presence, not flaunting it, not sharing it. Here, gold breeds jealousy faster than joy. So you smile softly to yourself, whispering thanks to the quiet night, and let the stars watch over you. Sleep comes restless, dreams filled with rushing water, golden sparks slipping through your fingers. You wake before dawn, heart pounding, breath shallow. The camp is still dark, only faint embers glowing. You rise quietly, walking toward the river as the first light touches the horizon. The world is silent except for the water's song. Kneeling, you dip your pan in the cold current, letting it sting your hands awake. Scoop, swirl, wash. The morning greets you not with gold, but with calm, a gift all its own. As the sun climbs higher, you notice the camp stirring later than usual. Many men are gone now, chasing rumors of richer claims. Those who remain move slower, their faces lined with weariness. The fever has burned hot, then cooled, leaving only embers. You keep steady, your rhythm unchanged. Scoop, swirl, wash. Each motion is a vow to endure, a promise to yourself that you will not be carried away by rumor. The river here is harsh, but it is also honest. It gives what it will, and you will accept it. By midday, clouds drift across the sky, shading the valley. The air cools, the river darkens, its voice deeper. You pause, wiping sweat from your brow, and watch the current. It seems alive, restless, carrying secrets hidden beneath. You wonder how many flakes, how many nuggets lie beyond reach, waiting for hands more patient than yours. The thought stirs both frustration and wonder. You dip your pan again, whispering softly, "Show me one more." The river answers with silence, but you keep searching, your hope unbroken. Evening finds you weary, pouch only slightly heavier, yet your spirit is not crushed. You return to camp, cooking beans and sipping water that tastes faintly of metal. Men nearby argue over cards, voices sharp, fists clenched. A fight seems near, but then breaks apart, anger fading into mutters. Violence simmers always, ready to boil, yet tonight it passes. You eat slowly, letting the calm of the fire hold you. The nugget rests close, your secret strength, reminding you that even one find can change everything. Night stretches long, the camp restless with voices, laughter, shouting. You lie in your tent, listening, the sound of dice rattling blending with the distant river. Sleep takes you in fits, broken by dreams of gold slipping away, of storms swallowing the camp. When morning comes, you are heavy with fatigue, yet you rise. The river waits. Always the river waits. You make your way to the bank, kneel and begin again. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm steadies you, even as exhaustion presses hard. By midday, you pause to rest, leaning back against a rock, canteen in hand. The water inside is warm, tasting faintly of earth, but it refreshes you. Around you, men work with stubborn determination, each chasing his own fragile dream. You wonder how many will last the season, how many will return home empty, broken. You think of your mother's letter again, her words echoing, "Gold or no gold." The phrase soothes you, soft as a prayer. You tuck the thought away, then return to your work with renewed calm. The afternoon sun burns hot, your shirt clinging with sweat. Still you work, your pouch gaining only a few tiny flakes. Not riches, not fortune, but something. The river tests your patience, demanding endurance. You glance across the water and see a man sitting idle, staring blankly at the current, his pan abandoned at his side. His face is hollow, his spirit broken. You look away, refusing to let despair take root. Instead, you whisper to yourself, "Tomorrow. Tomorrow will be better." The words are fragile, but they keep you steady. Evening comes with cool air, the camp alive with smoke and chatter. A wagon arrives, bringing supplies and letters. Men crowd the store, eager for news from home, for bread, for tobacco. You wait quietly, listening. At last your name is called. Another letter, your mother's hand unmistakable. You take it gently, retreating to a quiet spot. Her words flow across the page, soft as her voice. She writes of home, of prayers for your safety, of hope for your return. Gold or no gold, she says again. Tears prick your eyes, but they bring comfort. Night deepens, stars bright above. You lie in your tent, letter folded close to your heart. Around you, the camp stirs with low voices, laughter, the faint sound of a fiddle. You breathe slowly, the words of your mother grounding you, stronger than gold itself. Sleep comes softly this time, dreams filled with warmth, with family, with fields golden not with metal but with wheat. You rest deeply, the fever quiet for one night, replaced by something gentler, more enduring. Dawn breaks pale and cool. The camp stirs, men moving slowly, voices low. You rise with them, stretching sore limbs, and make your way to the river. The water glitters faintly, its voice steady, unchanging. Kneeling, you dip your pan, the rhythm soothing. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today the river offers only sand, no gold. Yet you do not despair. Patience, you remind yourself. The river has its own time, its own will. You bow your head slightly, as if in prayer, and try again. By midday, hunger pushes you back to camp. The store is crowded, men grumbling at the high prices. You trade a few flakes for flour and salt, your pouch lighter once more. The food is plain, but it will sustain you. Outside, men argue, their tempers flaring. You walk past quietly, unwilling to be drawn into conflict. Violence here is swift, cruel, senseless. Better to keep to yourself, to your small fire, your small meals, your small hope. You cook slowly, eating with gratitude, each bite a reminder of survival. The afternoon sun warms your back as you return to the river. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm is endless, yet it soothes you. Around you, men grumble, curse, sigh with disappointment. Some throw down their pans in anger. Some walk away in silence. You remain steady, quiet. Your pouch gains only a few more specks, but they shine brightly in the light. Not much, but enough. Enough to keep you steady, enough to keep you hoping. The fever does not burn hot in you now. It glows soft like embers. Evening paints the sky with streaks of gold and crimson. The camp hums with quiet energy, men cooking, eating, some singing softly. You sit by your fire, stirring beans, the flames warm against your face. The nugget rests against your chest, its weight reassuring. You think of home, of letters yet to be written, of journeys yet to be taken. The stars brighten above, countless and eternal. You breathe slowly, deeply, letting calm wash over you. The river waits for tomorrow. Tonight you rest. Night deepens, the camp quieting slowly. Voices fade, fires die down, the world dark and still. You lie in your tent, blanket wrapped close, listening to the river's eternal song. It whispers of patience, of time beyond men's fevered dreams. You close your eyes, body weary, spirit steady. Sleep comes gently, carrying you into dreams of golden fields, of warm hearths, of voices you love. The fever quiets. The river flows. And tomorrow you will rise again, chasing hope with steady hands. The dawn is pale, the air cool and damp. You rise with aching limbs, your breath clouding faintly as you step into the morning. The camp stirs sluggishly. Fewer men now, their numbers dwindling as hope thins. Some have left for the hills, others for towns rumored to be thriving. You walk steadily to the river, tools heavy in your hands, boots sinking into the soft earth. The current rushes louder than before, swollen by distant rains. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. The river answers with silence, but still you persist. By mid-morning, the sky clears, sunlight sparkling across the surface of the water. Your hands ache from cold, your back from bending, yet you find a quiet rhythm that steadies you. Around you, a few men work half-heartedly, their spirits broken. A pair quarrels on the far bank, their voices sharp, cutting through the calm. You turn away, focusing on your own task. Scoop, swirl, wash. At last, a faint glimmer appears. A tiny flake, fragile yet bright. You smile softly, slipping it into your pouch. Hope, no matter how small, carries you forward. Hunger drives you back to camp at midday. The fire smolders weakly, your beans simmering slowly in a dented pot. You eat in silence, chewing each mouthful with care. Men pass by, their faces thin, eyes hollow. The fever that once burned fiercely has dimmed, leaving only weariness behind. A man nearby mutters of leaving, of returning home with nothing. Another scoffs, too stubborn to surrender. You sit quietly, listening, choosing neither despair nor denial. Your path is steady, measured, written in the patient rhythm of the river itself. The afternoon sun grows warm, the riverbank alive with glittering reflections. You return to your place, kneeling once more, dipping your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Time loses meaning, swallowed by repetition, yet the motion soothes you. A boy, no older than 16, works nearby, his face pale with exhaustion. He glances at you, eyes uncertain. You nod gently, offering silent encouragement. He returns to his pan, movements clumsy but determined. You think of your younger self, filled with the same fragile hope. The river shapes everyone here, young and old alike. As evening falls, the camp hums with low voices. Fires crackle, smoke rising into the cooling sky. A fiddle plays softly, its tune weaving through the air, both mournful and sweet. Men gather in small groups, their laughter faint but real. You sit apart, the nugget in your pouch resting close against your chest. Its weight comforts you, reminding you of what patience can bring. The stars brighten overhead, countless and steady, a reminder of time beyond gold. You breathe slowly, deeply, letting calm fill you as night settles in. The night passes quietly, sleep gentle and deep. When morning comes, the camp is hushed, many tents abandoned. The fever has carried more men away. You rise slowly, stretching sore limbs, and walk to the river. Its current is steady, eternal, unconcerned with human dreams. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. The water stings cold, biting your hands, but you persist. At last, a spark appears, another tiny flake. Small but real. You smile softly, whispering thanks to the river. Even the smallest gift feels sacred here. By midday, clouds drift overhead, shadows moving across the valley. You rest on the riverbank, canteen in hand, watching the water flow. Its voice is endless, both soothing and relentless. You wonder how many lives it has shaped, how many dreams it has carried away. Around you, men move slower, their strength fading, yet still they chase the shimmer of gold. You sip your water, tasting metal, earth, and distance. Then you rise again, return to your pan, and begin once more. Scoop, swirl, wash. The afternoon is quiet, the camp subdued. Few voices rise, few songs echo. Men keep to themselves, their spirits fragile. You continue your work, each motion steady, deliberate. Scoop, swirl, wash. The river gives little, but you do not despair. Patience has become your greatest tool, stronger than pick or pan. As the sun dips low, a single small nugget glimmers in your pan, brighter than all the flakes before. You hold it gently, marveling at its weight. A gift unexpected yet deeply treasured. It joins the others in your pouch, heavy with promise. Evening falls cool, fires flickering across the camp. The nugget rests close, its presence warming your spirit. Men gather in circles, their laughter muted, their hope thin. A story is told by the fire, of riches found far north, of fortunes waiting. Some listen eagerly, ready to chase again. You sit quietly, unmoved by rumor. The river has taught you patience, steadiness, and truth. You sip your coffee slowly, watching the sparks climb into the night. The stars shine steady above, older than dreams, older than gold itself. The night passes with restless dreams of rivers turning to gold, of mountains glittering with hidden veins. Morning comes pale and cool. You rise, shoulders aching, and walk to the river. Its current greets you steady and strong, whispering softly through the stones. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today the river offers nothing but sand. Yet you feel no anger, no despair. The nugget in your pouch is proof of what is possible, a reminder that patience will be rewarded in time. You keep steady, your spirit unbroken. By midday the sun climbs high, the heat pressing heavy. Sweat runs down your back as you continue your work. A fight breaks out nearby. Two men grappling over a claim. Their shouts echo, fists striking, until others pull them apart. You glance only once, then return to your pan. Violence burns fast and bright here, but it leaves only ash. The river is calmer, older, eternal. You keep to its rhythm, steady and patient. Scoop, swirl, wash. The water whispers, reminding you of the peace that outlives anger. Afternoon light softens, shadows stretching long. You rest on the bank, eating bread that tastes of dust but fills your stomach. A bird sings faintly in the trees, a rare sound, delicate and sweet. You close your eyes, letting the melody carry you far from this place. For a moment, you are home again, fields golden with wheat, the air warm with harvest. When you open your eyes, the river flows steady, the camp murmurs quietly. The dream fades, but its comfort lingers, soft as the fading light. Evening falls with cool air, fires sparking across the camp. Men gather, some gambling, others singing softly, a fiddle weaving its voice among them. You sit apart, stirring beans, the flames warming your face. The nugget in your pouch presses close, a secret you carry carefully. Around you, laughter rises, then fades into silence. The stars brighten, countless and calm, their light steady across the valley. You breathe slowly, deeply, letting peace settle into your bones. The fever quiets, leaving only stillness. Night stretches long, filled with distant voices and the soft rush of the river. Sleep comes slowly, broken by dreams of gold slipping through your fingers. Yet eventually exhaustion claims you. When dawn comes, the camp stirs faintly, fewer men than before. Many tents lie empty, abandoned. You rise, walking to the river, your boots heavy with dew. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. The water is cold, biting but familiar. Its rhythm steadies you, a constant song in a world of fleeting dreams. By midday the sun brightens, warming the valley. You work steadily, though your pouch gains only a few tiny flakes. Around you men move slower, their strength fading. Some pack their belongings, preparing to leave. You watch silently, wondering where they will go, what they will carry home, riches or regret. You return to your work, patient, steady. Scoop, swirl, wash. The flakes you gather are small, but they glimmer brightly, proof of persistence. Gold may not come in floods, but even drops fill the pouch with promise. The afternoon sky turns hazy, clouds drifting across the sun. The camp grows quiet, many men gone, the valley echoing with absence. You rest by the river, sipping from your canteen, listening to the steady current. Its voice is soothing, eternal. You think of home, of fields waiting to be sown, of family waiting with open arms. The thought warms you, carrying you beyond this place. You rise slowly, return to your pan, and begin again. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm carries you, steady as breath. Evening descends, the camp subdued. Fires flicker weakly, voices low, laughter rare. You sit by your own fire, cooking beans, the flames crackling softly. A man nearby strums a guitar, his tune quiet and slow, filled with longing. The sound drifts through the night, wrapping the camp in melancholy. You listen quietly, your nugget close, your spirit calm. The stars brighten overhead, countless and steady. You breathe deeply, letting the night carry you into quiet reflection. The fever has cooled, leaving something gentler, something enduring. Night passes with strange dreams, golden rivers, endless mountains, voices calling you home. Dawn comes pale and gray, the valley hushed. You rise slowly, fatigue heavy in your limbs, but the river calls. Kneeling at its edge, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today the river offers little, only sand and stone. Yet you remain calm, your patience unbroken. The nugget in your pouch is proof enough. The river gives and withholds as it chooses. You bow your head slightly, accepting its will, and continue your steady rhythm. By midday the sky clears, the sun warming your back. You pause to rest, bread in hand, sipping water from your canteen. Around you the camp is smaller now, quieter. Men have gone, chasing rumors elsewhere. Those who remain are fewer, their faces lined with weariness, yet still they endure. You watch them silently, then return to your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Each flake that glimmers is a promise, small but real. You slip it into your pouch, feeling its weight grow slowly, like patience itself taking form. Evening paints the sky with streaks of violet and gold. Fires spark across the camp, smoke curling into the cool air. You sit quietly, stirring beans, the nugget resting close. Around you, men speak softly, their voices tired, their laughter faint. The fever has dimmed, leaving only embers. You breathe deeply, letting calm settle into your bones. The river hums softly in the distance, eternal, unchanging. You close your eyes, listening to its song. Tomorrow it will wait for you again, and you will answer, steady as ever. Dawn rises pale and quiet, painting the valley in soft gold. You stretch sore muscles and make your way to the river, boots sinking in dew-soaked mud. The water rushes steadily, reflecting the morning light. Kneeling, you dip your pan, feeling the cold bite at your hands. Scoop, swirl, wash. Tiny flakes glimmer briefly before vanishing in the sun. Patience is your companion, steady and unyielding. The river flows, indifferent, carrying away yesterday's failures and leaving room for today's hope. Mid-morning, and the air is warm, filled with a faint scent of wet earth and smoke from distant fires. Around you, fewer men remain, their energy frayed. A young prospector shouts upstream, holding a tiny nugget aloft. Others cheer, envy flickering in their eyes. You watch silently, smiling softly to yourself. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today offers only sand and black pebbles, yet you do not despair. The small spark of hope in your pouch is enough to sustain you. Each flake, each tiny weight, is proof that the river can still reward those who endure. By midday, hunger drives you back to camp. The smell of coffee and baked bread fills the air. You trade a few flakes for sustenance, chewing slowly, savoring each mouthful. Men around you speak quietly of strikes far north, of abandoned claims promising wealth. Some plan to leave at once. You sit silently, letting their words wash over you. Patience has become your guide. The nugget in your pouch reminds you that fortune is uneven but real. You sip bitter coffee, feeling warmth flow into your bones, steadying you for the next journey to the river. Afternoon sun beats down, the river glittering under its heat. Sweat runs down your back, soaking your shirt, but you work tirelessly. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm is comforting, meditative, carrying you beyond the ache in your body. Across the river, two men argue, voices sharp and fists clenched. You glance only once, returning your attention to your pan. The river teaches a quiet lesson. Patience outlasts anger. Even as human tempers flare, the water flows, carrying dreams both fulfilled and broken downstream. Evening settles with a cooling breeze, fires igniting across the camp. You sit apart, stirring beans in a small pot, watching the flames flicker. The nugget in your pouch rests close to your heart, a weight of proof and hope. Men gather in circles, voices low, some singing, some laughing quietly. The stars above blink steadily, countless and eternal. You breathe deeply, letting calm settle over your shoulders. The fever quiets tonight, replaced by patience and reflection. Tomorrow, the river will wait for you again, and you will answer its call. Night passes slowly, dreams filled with golden rivers and distant home. Morning dawns cool and pale, mist curling off the water. You rise, aching yet determined, boots sinking into soft earth. Kneeling at the river's edge, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. The current is steady, patient, indifferent. A tiny flake glimmers, joining the others in your pouch. It is not much, but it is enough. Patience, endurance, and hope have carried you this far. The river hums a quiet song of perseverance, and you listen, letting it steady your spirit. Midday sun warms the valley, the air carrying faint smoke from distant fires. You pause briefly, drinking from your canteen, feeling the metal taste of water. Around you, men move slowly, some packing to leave, others muttering of failed strikes. You watch them, thoughtful, then return to your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Another tiny flake appears, delicate, bright. The river offers its reward to those who wait, to those who endure. Each flake strengthens your resolve, reminding you that persistence matters more than luck alone. The afternoon drifts by in quiet rhythm. The river reflects the sky, pale and calm, carrying its secrets downstream. You work steadily, focusing on motion and breath. Scoop, swirl, wash. Your pouch gains slowly, its weight comforting. Across the water, a man collapses briefly, worn from the fever, from hunger, from hope deferred. You glance at him, feeling empathy, and then return to your work. The river does not judge, nor does it favor. It asks only for patience and attention. You comply, steady and calm, letting its rhythm guide you. Evening cools the valley, fires burning low, their smoke curling into the sky. Men gather, speaking softly, sharing stories of the river, of fortune, of misfortune. You sit by your fire, beans cooking, nugget resting close to your chest. Its weight reminds you that hope can be tangible. You listen to the voices, the laughter, the faint strains of a fiddle in the distance. The stars rise steadily, endless in the sky. You breathe deeply, letting calm seep into your bones. The fever dims tonight, replaced by patience and quiet reflection. Night stretches long, the camp hushed. Sleep comes gently, broken only by the river's eternal song. Dawn arrives pale and quiet, the valley misted and cool. You rise, aching, and make your way to the river. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today offers only sand and pebbles, yet you feel no despair. The nugget in your pouch is proof enough that persistence carries value. The river flows steady and eternal, indifferent yet sustaining. You rise, taking in its voice, and continue your patient rhythm, motion and breath in harmony. Mid-morning, the sun warms your back, the water glittering in its light. Around you, men move slowly, energy fading with each passing day. Some leave for towns rumored to have richer claims. Others linger, broken by hope deferred. You focus on your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Tiny flakes appear, delicate and bright. The river offers small rewards for steady hands and calm hearts. Each flake joins the nugget, a slow accumulation of proof, a gentle reminder that patience often outweighs haste. By midday, hunger drives you back to camp. Fires flicker weakly, bread and coffee filling the air with warmth. You trade a few flakes for sustenance, eating slowly, savoring each bite. Around you, men argue quietly, voices low but sharp. Some plan to leave at once. You sit quietly, listening, letting patience guide you. The nugget in your pouch is proof that fortune comes in its own time. You sip coffee, letting warmth flow into your bones, steadying you for the next journey to the river, for another day of careful work. The afternoon sun beats down, and you return to the river. Sweat drips down your back, soaking your shirt, but you work steadily. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm carries you beyond fatigue, beyond worry. Across the water, two men argue, their shouts cutting through the calm. You glance once, then return to your pan. The river teaches patience. It flows on, indifferent to anger or desire. Your rhythm steadies you, your focus unwavering. At last, a tiny flake glimmers, joining the others in your pouch. Proof of persistence. Evening falls, cooling the valley. Fires glow across the camp, men gathering quietly. Some gamble, some share stories, some sit alone with their thoughts. You stir beans in a small pot, the nugget close to your chest. Its weight is both comfort and reminder. The stars appear, countless and constant. You breathe slowly, letting calm fill you. The fever dims tonight, replaced by patience. Tomorrow, the river will call again, and you will rise to answer, steady and enduring as it has always been. Night passes quietly, dreams filled with rivers and golden light. Dawn comes pale, the camp muted. You rise, aching, and walk to the river. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. The water is cold, stinging, yet familiar. Another flake appears, joining the collection in your pouch. Not enough for fortune, yet enough to sustain hope. The river flows steady, eternal, teaching patience, endurance, and persistence. You rise slowly, letting its rhythm guide your heart and hands. By mid-morning, the sun warms the valley. You pause briefly, sipping water from your canteen, tasting metal and earth. Around you, men move slowly, some leaving for other claims, others lingering weary. You watch them silently, then return to your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Tiny flakes appear, delicate and bright. The river rewards patience and attention. Each flake strengthens your resolve, reminding you that small gains, persistent effort, and steady hearts often yield more than sudden strikes of luck. Afternoon drifts slowly, the river calm, reflecting clouds above. You continue your work, focus steady. Scoop, swirl, wash. A man nearby collapses briefly, worn from hunger, labor, and hope deferred. You glance at him, empathy softening your heart, then return to your rhythm. The river demands patience and gives it in small measures. Your pouch gains slowly, each flake a quiet reward. The current flows endlessly, carrying dreams, failures, and persistence downstream. You keep steady, guided by its timeless rhythm. Evening cools the valley. Fires glow softly, men speaking quietly, laughter faint. You sit apart, beans cooking in a small pot, the nugget resting near your chest. Its weight brings comfort. Around you, stories float from fire to fire, tales of fortune and misfortune, of strikes and failures. The stars rise overhead, countless and eternal. You breathe deeply, letting calm settle into your bones. The fever fades tonight, replaced by steady reflection and quiet hope. Tomorrow the river will wait again and you will answer. Night is still, broken only by the distant river's song. Sleep comes gently, carrying dreams of rivers, mountains, and home. Morning dawns gray and cool. You rise, sore yet steady, boots damp. Kneeling at the river, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today the river offers only sand, yet you remain calm. The nugget in your pouch is proof of what perseverance brings. The river flows on, eternal, teaching patience and endurance. You rise, taking in its voice, ready for another day of steady labor. Midday sun warms the valley, the river glittering beneath its rays. You pause briefly, sipping water, tasting metal and earth. Men move slowly, some leaving for new claims, others lingering weary. You watch silently, then return to your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Another tiny flake joins the pouch. Small but real. Proof that patience, persistence, and steady hearts yield reward. Evening will come, the fires will glow, the stars will rise, and the river will hum its eternal song. And you will rest, ready to answer again tomorrow. Dawn spills pale light across the valley, the river shimmering like liquid silver. You rise slowly, muscles stiff, boots wet from dew. The camp is quiet, fewer tents now, the men who remain moving with deliberate slowness. Kneeling at the water's edge, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today the river offers only sand, but you do not despair. The nugget in your pouch rests close to your chest, a reminder of patience and small victories. The river flows steady and eternal, and so do you. By mid-morning, the sun grows warmer, highlighting the valley's rugged edges. The few men remaining move like shadows, energy frayed, their voices low. You continue your rhythm, scoop, swirl, wash. A tiny flake catches the light, delicate yet bright, joins the others in your pouch. Around you, birds call faintly, their songs thin and rare. You pause to listen, letting the moment fill your senses. The river hums softly, carrying past and present together. Even when fortune is scarce, its song offers comfort. Midday hunger nudges you back to camp. Fires glow, smoke curling into the warm air. You trade a few flakes for bread and coffee, savoring each bite and sip. Men whisper about claims elsewhere, some leaving immediately. You sit quietly, letting their murmurs pass. The nugget in your pouch reminds you that small gains are valuable. Coffee warms your hands, the taste of earth and metal lingering. Around you, life carries on, quiet, patient, enduring, like the river that waits silently outside camp. Afternoon sunlight reflects off the river, dazzling and harsh. You kneel, pan in hand, letting the water bite your fingers. Scoop, swirl, wash. Your rhythm is steady, a small meditation in motion. Across the bank, two men argue briefly, fists raised, voices sharp. You glance once, then return your focus. The river flows without judgment, carrying dreams, failures, and hope alike. Tiny flakes glimmer in your pan, and though small, they are proof that endurance matters. You slip them gently into your pouch, weight comforting against your chest. Evening cools the valley, fires sparking across the camp. Men gather in low circles, some sharing stories, others sitting quietly with their thoughts. You stir beans in a small pot, the nugget close. Its weight reminds you of what patience can bring. Faint music drifts from a distant fiddle, melancholic and sweet. The stars begin to appear, countless and steady. You breathe slowly, deeply, letting calm settle into your bones. The fever quiets tonight, replaced by reflection and gentle hope. Night passes slowly, dreams filled with rivers, distant mountains, and voices from home. Dawn rises pale, the camp hushed, tents thin across the valley. You rise, aching, and walk to the river. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. The water is cold, stinging but familiar. Another flake appears, joining the others in your pouch. Not enough for fortune, yet enough to sustain hope. The river hums its eternal song, patient, indifferent, teaching that steady effort endures. You rise slowly, letting its rhythm guide your heart and hands. By mid-morning, sunlight warms your back. You pause briefly, sipping water from your canteen, tasting metal and earth. Around you, the few remaining men move slowly, faces drawn with fatigue. Some pack to leave for other claims, others linger, stubborn. You watch silently, then return to your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Tiny flakes appear, delicate and bright. The river rewards patience. Each flake strengthens your resolve, proof that steady effort matters more than sudden luck. Afternoon drifts slowly. The river reflects clouds and light, calm and steady. You continue your work, focus unwavering. Scoop, swirl, wash. A man nearby staggers, worn from hunger, exhaustion, and hope deferred. You glance at him with empathy, then return to your rhythm. The river gives to those who wait and persists in its course. Your pouch gains slowly, each flake a small reward. The current flows endlessly, carrying dreams, failures, and perseverance downstream. You keep steady, guided by its timeless rhythm. Evening falls cool and soft, fires glowing across the camp. Men gather quietly, some sharing stories, some sitting alone. You sit by your fire, beans cooking, nugget close. Its weight is comfort and proof. The stars rise, countless and steady. You breathe slowly, letting calm settle into your bones. The fever fades tonight, replaced by quiet reflection and patience. The river waits for you tomorrow, and you will rise again to answer, steady and enduring as it always has been. Night stretches long, quiet but for the distant song of the river. Sleep comes gently, dreams flowing with it. Rivers, gold, home. Morning dawns pale and still. You rise, sore but determined, boots damp with dew. Kneeling at the river, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today only sand appears, yet your spirit remains calm. The nugget in your pouch is proof that persistence carries reward. The river flows steady, eternal. You rise, taking its song into your chest, ready for another day of careful labor. Dawn is soft, the valley misted and quiet. You rise, muscles stiff from yesterday's labor, and walk to the river. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Small flakes glitter briefly, then vanish. Patience is your companion, steady and unwavering. Around you, men move slowly, some leaving for claims rumored to be richer. You focus only on your own rhythm, letting the river guide your hands. Its song is constant, comforting, eternal. Even when gold is scarce, the river offers its quiet lesson. Endure. Mid-morning, sunlight warms your back. The few men who remain are shadows, their voices faint. You continue your rhythm, scoop, swirl, wash. Tiny flakes glimmer in your pan, delicate yet real. The river teaches endurance. Each flake joins the others in your pouch, small but significant. Birds call faintly, a rare and sweet sound. You pause, listening, letting the moment fill your senses. Even when fortune is scarce, the river's song offers comfort. You rise slowly, motion and breath in quiet harmony. Midday hunger drives you back to camp. Fires glow, smoke curling into the warm air. You trade a few flakes for bread and coffee, eating slowly, savoring each bite. Men whisper about claims elsewhere. Some leave immediately. You sit quietly, letting their murmurs pass. The nugget in your pouch reminds you that small gains hold value. Coffee warms your hands, taste lingering of earth and metal. Around you life carries on, quiet, patient, enduring, like the river waiting silently outside camp. Afternoon sunlight dazzles across the river. You kneel, letting the water bite your fingers. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm soothes, meditative, carrying you beyond fatigue. Across the bank, two men argue, voices sharp, fists raised. You glance once, then return to your pan. The river flows without judgment, carrying dreams, failures, and hope alike. Tiny flakes glimmer in your pan, and though small, they are proof that endurance matters. You slip them into your pouch, comforting weight against your chest. Evening cools the valley. Fires spark across the camp, men gathering quietly. Some gamble, some tell stories, some sit alone. You stir beans in a small pot, nugget close. Its weight reminds you of what patience can bring. Faint music drifts from a distant fiddle, melancholic and sweet. The stars appear, countless and steady. You breathe slowly, letting calm settle into your bones. The fever dims tonight, replaced by reflection and gentle hope. Night passes slowly, dreams flowing with rivers, distant mountains and home. Dawn rises pale, camp hushed. You rise, aching, and walk to the river. Kneeling, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Another flake joins the others in your pouch. Not enough for fortune, yet enough to sustain hope. The river hums its eternal song, patient and indifferent. You rise slowly, letting its rhythm guide your heart and hands, ready to continue. By mid-morning, sunlight warms the valley. The few remaining men move slowly, faces drawn. Some pack to leave, others linger. You watch silently, then return to your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Tiny flakes appear, delicate and bright. The river rewards patience and attention. Each flake strengthens your resolve, a quiet testament that steady effort matters more than sudden luck. You rise slowly, chest calm, hands steady, ready to continue. Afternoon drifts quietly. The river reflects clouds above, calm and constant. You continue your work, focus unwavering. Scoop, swirl, wash. A man nearby collapses briefly, worn from hunger, exhaustion, and hope deferred. You glance at him with empathy, then return to your rhythm. The river demands patience and gives it in small measures. Your pouch gains slowly, each flake a small reward. The current flows endlessly, carrying dreams, failures, and perseverance downstream. Evening cools the valley. Fires glow softly, men speaking quietly, laughter faint. You sit apart, beans cooking in a small pot, nugget resting near your chest. Its weight brings comfort. Around you, stories float from fire to fire, tales of fortune and misfortune, of strikes and failures. Stars rise overhead, countless and eternal. You breathe deeply, letting calm settle into your bones. The fever fades tonight, replaced by steady reflection. Tomorrow the river will call again, and you will answer. Night stretches long, broken only by the distant river's song. Sleep comes gently, carrying dreams of rivers, mountains, and home. Morning dawns pale and still. You rise, sore but determined, boots damp. Kneeling at the river, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. Today only sand appears, yet your spirit remains calm. The nugget in your pouch is proof that perseverance carries reward. The river flows steady, eternal. You rise, taking its song into your chest, ready for another day of careful labor. Dawn is gentle, a thin veil of mist rising off the river. You kneel at the edge, boots wet, hands steady. Scoop, swirl, wash. The rhythm soothes you, the water cool against your fingers. Only sand appears, but you do not despair. Each day is its own reward, each flake proof of perseverance. Across the bank, men pack their tents, ready to move on. Some will chase new rumors, others will turn back east. You remain, patient, calm, trusting the steady hum of the river. By mid-morning, the sun warms your shoulders. The river glitters, dazzling but kind. You pause to sip water, tasting iron and earth. A bird drifts overhead, its wings wide against the sky, a reminder that life continues beyond these claims. Scoop, swirl, wash. A single flake glimmers in the pan, delicate, fleeting, slips into your pouch with the others. Small gains but steady. The river gives what it will, when it will. You rise, letting the sunlight ease the ache in your back. Afternoon brings heat, the air heavy, the camp quiet. Men rest in the shade, their fires low. You continue your rhythm, steady as the river itself. Scoop, swirl, wash. A faint glitter appears, a promise. You pause, staring at the tiny flake before it vanishes into the pouch. It is not riches, yet it is enough. Enough to keep hope alive. The river flows, endless, carrying with it both dreams and disappointments. You breathe deeply, allowing its calm to settle in your chest. Evening cools the valley. Fires crackle across the camp, voices soft, laughter thin. You sit by your small fire, beans cooking in a pot. The nugget rests close to your heart, a silent companion. Around you, men tell stories of fortunes struck and lost, their voices rising, falling, then fading. The stars scatter across the sky, bright and countless. You breathe slowly, deeply, letting calm surround you. Tomorrow the river will call again, and you will answer. Patience is the only true wealth here. Night passes quietly. The river's song drifts through your dreams, steady and timeless. Dawn brings light to a camp even thinner than before. More tents gone, more men departed. You rise, stretching, boots damp with dew, and walk to the river. Scoop, swirl, wash. Sand slides away, the water shining. No gold today, but your heart does not falter. The nugget in your pouch is proof that fortune exists, and endurance matters. You rise, letting the river guide you once again. Midday sun burns overhead. The camp is nearly silent now. Only a few men scattered along the riverbank. You continue your rhythm, scoop, swirl, wash. The motion is meditative, soothing even in fatigue. A faint glitter appears in the pan, a flake no larger than dust. You slip it into your pouch, joining the others. Tiny treasures, patient rewards. Around you, the valley hums with stillness. Life narrows to water, stone, and hope. The fever has cooled, leaving behind quiet endurance. Afternoon drifts into shadow. You watch clouds gather, a cool breeze stirring the trees. Scoop, swirl, wash. Your hands ache, your body weary, but the rhythm comforts you. Across the bank, a lone miner packs his last belongings and disappears over the ridge. Soon you may be the only one left here. The thought does not frighten you. The river is companion enough. Each flake you find is a whisper of promise, each moment a reminder of why you endure. Evening settles gently. Fires burn low, only a few left to glow. You sit by your own, stirring beans, the nugget warm against your chest. Around you silence stretches wide. The stars rise, brilliant and endless. You lean back, listening to the harmonica of a man playing somewhere in the dark. His tune slow and wistful. The music drifts with the smoke, fading into the night sky. You breathe deeply, letting calm flood your body. Sleep approaches like a slow, gentle tide. Night stretches long, filled with dreams of rivers, mountains, and faces from home. Morning comes pale, the camp hushed. Only a few men remain. You rise, slow but steady, boots heavy with dew. Kneeling at the river, you dip your pan. Scoop, swirl, wash. A final flake glimmers, bright and delicate. You slip it into your pouch, alongside weeks of patient work. Not wealth, not fortune, but proof. Proof of labor, hope, and endurance. You rise, knowing the river has given all it could. The valley is quiet now, almost empty. Where once hundreds of voices rang out, only a few whispers remain. You sit by the river one last time, the pouch of gold against your heart, its weight small but meaningful. You think of home, of family, of promises once made. Perhaps you will return with riches, perhaps with only stories. But you know now that the true treasure was never only in the river's gold. It was in patience, in endurance, in the quiet rhythm of work and hope. You stand, looking toward the horizon, where the sun sets in soft gold across the Sierra Nevada. The river hums its eternal song, timeless and steady. You breathe deeply, slowly, letting calm flood through you. And as night falls, stars filling the sky, you understand. Your journey has been its own reward. Sleep comes gently, like the river itself, carrying you forward into dreams.